is Jakari Honeycook, and for this presentation, I'll be talking about how to deal with challenging personalities and scenarios. Okay, so a scenario I decided to come up with is a scenario that happens, pretty frequently. A parent is angry after a football game because their son did not get much playing time. The parent believes the coach is showing favoritism to other players and that their child deserves to start and get more playing time. After the game, the parent approaches the coach, yelling and demanding for answers on why their son is not playing and that their son should play. And while the parent is yelling at the coach and demanding answers and stuff and questions and stuff like that from him, there are also other family members, other parents, and other players around as well. So facts about the scenario is that the player missed 3 practices during that week, and the rule of missing practice results in less playing time, which was expressed to parents and players at the beginning of the season. The player also did not turn in class assignments, which also results in less playing time during games as well. And from the scenario, as you guys can see, that the parent is frustrated, but she does believe, or he or she does believe, that their child is one of the best players on the team and that their child should be playing. So tips for addressing the scenario, I have 4 tips that people can use. Is number 1, stay calm and listen. Right? It is important to stay calm, and it's also important to avoid being loud and arguing back and forth. Arguing does not resolve anything, and arguing is just a contest of who can raise their voice the highest, or who can be the loudest person in the room, right? So it's important to just stay calm. Even if that person is yelling at you, it is also important to stay calm. In listening, it is important to listen, and it's important to listen and not listen to respond. Number 2 is show that you're understanding. So like I said, listening and understanding are 2 different things, right? And what I said before is it's important to listen instead of listening to respond. And when I say listen to listen, I mean listen to understand. Like nodding and, saying yes, ma'am, or yes, sir, and things like that, right? Showing that you understand and that you are there for them, and that you will find a way that, you're not showing any type of disrespect through body language and through facial expression. Right? Understanding is showing empathy. So it's important to show that you understand. Number 3, express yourself in a respectful manner. So as you heard the parent yelling and, they got their point across. Now it's your turn to get your point across, right? So expressing yourself in a respectful manner, express the truth respectfully, right? So though the parent was yelling at you, it is important that you do not yell at them back. And it's important to keep your composure. It is important to be calm, avoid raising your voice, and avoid being disrespectful. And during this time, you can express the rules and the reasoning as why their son did not play in the game and why they receive less playing time. So expressing yourself in a respectful manner can also help the parent, understand, and help the parent be calm as well. Because if you're calm and they see that you're calm in a so-called heated scenario or heated situation, they will also be calm as well. And then number 4, work together to come up with solutions. So after you express yourself, and after they express themselves, you got your point across, they got their point across, and now you and the parent have come to a common ground, a common connection. You guys can work something out to help their student athlete, whether this is you going to do class checks for this student, or the parent, constantly on their kids, tail, making sure they are getting to practice, making sure they're getting their assignments in on time. This is also a great thing because this just shows that you two have come to an understanding of each other, and you're working together. And so conflict resolution strategies that I've used, one is respectful communication. So having just a respectful conversation, right? Understanding each other, listening to each other, and then coming up with answers. And then number 2, active listening, right? Just listening to understand, listening to listen and not listening to respond. Nodding your head, yes sir, yes ma'am, stuff like that. Staying calm, which is very important, right? Just staying calm, keep your composure, not yelling, not having a loud voice, not being disrespectful, making faces and things like that. And last but not least, collaborating, right? Working together to come up with solutions. And then here are my references. So I just want to say thank you for this presentation. Thank you for watching. I hope that if you get into a situation like this, I hope that you don't, but if you do, that you use these tips and techniques to come up with a solution and to build a connection and better relationship with the parents. Thank you again.